Hello those, welcome back to my channel, and if you've not already hit that red button, what are you waiting for? Join the family and I'll be happy to welcome you into my fam. Anyways, today I've got a brow tutorial for you guys. This is a brow for beginners and also for those people that know a little bit about brows. If you want to see how I came up with this brow right here with different products, then please stay tuned.
Throw it up. Start twerking like Miley. Oh yeah, twerking like Miley.
I normally like to define my brows on a bare face or when you've already applied the foundation. But for a starter, I would recommend you should define your brow before going in with any foundation or concealer and all that good stuff, you know. So I'm going to define one brow on a bare face without foundation and define the other on top of a foundation, so you can just pick which one you want. So to define my brows, I like to start off with the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This is affordable, honestly. It's not a big size, it's a mini size, but for the price, I think it's spot on. And this is what you get: the definer, a precision pencil, and the brow setter. I call it a brow gel, so that's what it is. This is the precision pencil, and this is the definer. And this is the quantity you get, which I think is pretty fair. And I like to start off with the brow setter, which is this. Just apply it. After applying, when you feel like it's getting tacky, then you start brushing your brows the way you want it, in any shape at all you want it to be. So what I like to do, I like to go in with the precision pencil, but for a starter I would recommend you going in with the definer. The reason I like to use the precision pencil is because it gives you that thin line, you know, without it looking false. But you can as well go in with the definer because it's easy for a beginner to control. So what I like to do, I like to start from my bottom brow to get to the tail of my brow. You just follow the lines of your hair. In that way it will give you a natural brow. You can see that after defining the bottom of the brow, now going on top. I don't like to start from the beginning of the brow. I like to start there because, you know, hair is always thicker than the beginning of the brow. So I like to take it down to the edge. Then from the edge, always follow the lines of your hair. It gives you a more natural looking brow. You see that now I'm connecting it to the tail of the brow that I've already created. You can see that without topping any other, because I really like my brow to look natural. You can see I'm just following the lines of my hair. In that way, it's a guide to me and it's very easy. Now, all you want to do is to fill in the brow. Now, what I like to do, I like to use the definer to fill in my brows. You see why I say it's easy for a beginner to go in with the definer? Because it has been shaped in that way, so it's very easy for you to control. So now I'm just using this to fill up the brow. You know, nothing too much, you know, I don't want it to be too heavy. After filling it up, when I get to the beginning of my brow, I like to flick it upwards, you know, just to give it that light stroke without pressing it too hard. Using a light hand to apply this. In that way, it's not going to look heavy compared to the tail of your brow. You know, you just want this to look more natural. Don't worry if you make a mess because you're always going to go back in with your concealer to clean that up. So when I get to this part of my brow, I just like to light hand stroke. Nothing too much, nothing crazy about this. Just, I hope you guys can see this. So that's what I do. Defining my brow doesn't take me up to 10 minutes, honestly. It just, I don't know, because I'm used to that. I really don't define my brows each time I'm going out. I just like to use the L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Plumper. So guys, that's it, you know. There is nothing crazy about this brow. It's not giving you that bulky look here, because some people, when they define their brows, at the beginning of the brow, it looks boxy, and I don't like that. I like my brow to be on the natural side. You can usually go back with your concealer to clean it, or you can just go with your hand. You can just use your hand to wipe out any excess. So guys, I'm going to go off the camera and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back to show you on how I define the other brow with my base. So what I normally like to do, I like to go in with an angled flat brush, pick up a concealer close to my skin tone, or use my foundation. So I've got this concealer here. That's what I'm using as my foundation at the moment. So I just pick a little bit right there, you can see that. And I'm going to use it to clean up the top of my brow. The reason I do that is because I really don't like that area to be white, you know, it's going to look false. I like to make it to look more natural, you know, to be on the natural side. So I use that concealer to clean up any mistake I must have done while defining my brow. And at the same time, you can see I didn't pick much concealer, just a tiny bit will do. A tiny goes a long way. After cleaning up the mistakes you've made, all you want to do is to blend it out. Don't go too crazy with it so you won't ruin your brow. So you're just basically blending this concealer into the rest of the face, you know, just to blend out any harsh line, because you don't want it to just look different from others. So that's it. But underneath, I like to go in with a lighter concealer, which is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Custard. That's it. But if you don't have Nars and you have the Wet n Wild, this is nice. This is a dupe for the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, honestly, and this is affordable. Alright, I hope that's well explained. I'm running out of breath here. Alright, so I'm going in with this one. Alright, I'm just going to use this brush that I use, and I'm going to use it to clean up the lower part of my brow and to shape in the brow the way I want it. That's if you want it to be more sculpted. So you take more concealer and touch anywhere that you think is dark, and then blend it downwards. This is the Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. I'm just going to use that to even it out. You can see that it just blends nicely into my foundation without leaving any harsh line. You can see that, right? So guys, I'll actually recommend the Benefit Brow Crayon Pencil for a beginner. But if you've got the coin and you want to spend that coin, then use Anastasia. But I really like the Benefit. I love them. I love their product, especially when it comes to my brow. It's nice. Because this brow setter, you can never compare it with the Anastasia brow gel. That's the fact. This one holds your brows and keep your brows in place all day. And it's affordable. That's how I define my brow with the brow pencil. So I'm going to show you guys how I define my brow with the base on. Alright guys, the second product I'm going to be using to define my brow is by Iconic London, which is the Sculpt and Boost Eyebrow Cushion, and this is in the shade Medium. And if you've been following me for a while, I did a review on this product, and it looks like that. It has a mirror, and when you open it, that's what it looks like. It has the spoolie and the brow brush definer. You can see that. It's an angle shape, and you can open it like that. See that? You can fold it and put it right back where you took it out from. And if in case you want to use it, you just straighten it up like that. So immediately you're done with this stuff, you have to close it up as fast as you can, because it's in a liquid form and you don't want it to dry up. So it has two kind of shades. I like to use the dark shade. You can use that one at the beginning of your brow, but I like to use that one. Watch how I'm going to use it. So I'm going to be taking that dark shade right there, using the mirror, which is handy. You want to brush your brows, because I'm not using the brow gel by Benefit. I just want to use this product and show you guys how this product really applies to your brows and how it works. Running out of breath again. Merry Christmas in advance. Just tap that a little bit, don't press it too hard. And when applying it, I don't press it too hard to my skin, because I want to get a soft effect. With this product, I like to start off from the arch of my brow and take it down to the tail of my brow to define the tail of my brows. That's what I do, just like that, you can see. Remember, don't press it too hard to your skin. You don't want any harsh brow. I go in again. I'm not dipping it hard into the product because I really want that soft brown. Remember, don't press it too hard to your skin. Now I'm connecting it to the tail that I already defined. I always start from the edge of my brow on the bottom brow and take it to the tail. Then I try to connect the top to the tail that I've already defined, starting from the edge of my top brow. You can see that. Just follow the lines of your hair. Now this is the third time I'm dipping in. I didn't press it too hard. Now I'm going to start on my bottom brow. I'm not bringing it outward. I'm just starting from there. Because you can see that area is thick and this area is light. You want to be careful with this product. Don't want to take tons of it because you're just going to waste it. And you're not going to get the brow you're looking for. That's if you're going for a more natural brow, which I do like. So now I'm just using the remaining in the brush and now flickering it out, just bringing it out, starting from the top of my brow, starting from the beginning of my brow, because there is nothing more in the brush. So I'm just playing with it over this area. So now I'm just going to use that same brush without taking any more product. Just flick it upwards like that, just to cancel that harsh line. I'm going to take in another product like that. I'm just going to start from this point of my top brows and connect it to the edge without putting more product. Now all you want to do is to fill in that part right there. So I just use the tip, not the whole of the brush, just the tip of the brush, press it in and then use it to fill up that space right there. After filling it up, you want to connect it to the tail of the brow. Like I say, you always, like I say, don't be worried. You always go back in with your concealer to clean up any mistake you must have made. So just keep taking a little bit of product. Still want to repeat that step by flicking it upwards, you know, just giving it that light hand stroke to get that more natural brow. I like to repeat the step like 1 or twice if I'm using this product. You go in with the lighter shade, you press that lighter shade. Now all you want to do is to hold the brush like that and then brush it upwards like that. Not pressing it too hard to your skin. So that's how I like to use this product on this brow. But I know this brow and this one is not exactly in the same shape, but don't worry, I'm going to use my concealer to fix it up. That's what I normally do. This product gives you that beautiful natural brow. I really like this product. Now I'm just going to go back in with my concealer, same shade as my foundation. Just a little bit. This is even too much. Now you want to blend it into your foundation. I like to go in with my brush, my Real Techniques brush, just to press it in, you know, so it won't look different from my foundation, because I've already set my foundation. You can see the difference. This side is more pronounced and this side it's more natural. I really like that. Underneath our brow, I like to use the Wet n Wild concealer. This is in the shade light medium beige. So I like to take a little bit of that. Just one stroke is enough, because I'm going to be doing another video after this one, okay? So just with the right hand. I always like when your brow is looking natural, you know, and when you clean up your brow, it shouldn't give you any harsh line, you know. Just it's better to be on the natural side than looking really fake. So I like to blend it downwards. In case you guys hear any noise, know that it's my son. He's watching his movie, just to keep him quiet, okay? So that's it. So what I like to do always is to go back in with my concealer brush, just to press it in to make it sink into the skin. Alright dolls, that brings us to the end of this brow tutorial. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you picked up some tips and tricks on how to define your brows. You can buy the product I use. You can decide not to. That's fair enough. You can use any brow product you have and practice with it. Eventually you get to a point where you say, wow, this is very easy to define. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to catch you on my next one. Bye dolls.